Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what are the different types of inheritance we have in Java? Let me answer this question followed by practical demonstration. So first of all, before I explain the different types of inheritance we have in Java, what exactly is inheritance we have to understand. Let me explain. What exactly is inheritance? So what is inheritance? What is inheritance? So inheritance is a mechanism in which one class acquires the properties of another class. Okay? So what is inheritance, guys? Inheritance is a mechanism or core concept of object-oriented programming that allows one class to acquire the properties and behaviors of another class in Java. Okay. So a class can contain some variables and methods. Okay. A child class can acquire these properties. So this is what is called as inheritance. In real world, we inherit properties from our parents or grandparents. We inherit, the way of living from the kind of behaviors, the way we act. We inherit all these kind of things from our parents or grandparents. Okay. Or sometimes we inherit, genes. We look similar to our parents, grandparents, or some relatives, right? So the same way in Java also, we can create a class. Okay. In this class, some variables and methods will be there. Some variables storing the data, methods having some logic will be there. Now you can create one more class and you can make this particular class a child class of this class. This is a child class of this class. So this is a child, this is a parent now. Okay, child class. Once you make this particular class, a child class of this class containing some variables and methods, all these variables and methods will be automatically inherited into this child class. You don't have to create them. Okay, by making a class, a child class of this class, all these variables and all these properties, that is variables and methods of this class, are automatically inherited by the child class. When you create an object for the child class, using the object reference, you can access all these variables and methods, okay, via this child class. So this is what is generally called as inheritance in Java programming, guys. But what is the need? Why inheritance? A lot of people know what is inheritance, but why inheritance? Why we have to implement inheritance in Java programs that no one understands or no one explains in the market? So why people need to know, okay, what is the use of inheritance? What is the purpose behind the inheritance? Let's say there is a class, guys. Okay, all these are like, different classes. Let's say all these are different classes. All these are different classes. And this class contains some variables and some methods. The same variables and methods, the same variables and methods, the duplicated variables and methods are also in this another class. The same variables and methods again are there in this class. Okay, the same variables and methods which are there in all these classes are also there in this class. The same variables methods which are all in these classes are again repeated in this class. If this kind of situation occurs, what is the solution we have to find out in Java programming is we have to create a parent class. Okay, we have to create a parent class and move all this. Okay, move the copy of these variables and methods which are duplicated across multiple classes to the parent class so that later you can remove them. You don't have to recreate these variables and methods across multiple classes. By moving this, by moving the same variables and methods to the parent class and making this individual classes, the child classes of this parent class, you see how much lines of code we have reduced, right? This is the purpose of the inheritance, guys. Okay, why people have to make a class, inherit the properties, or make a class, a child class of the parent class from which the properties of the class will be inherited to them. The reason here is if the same variables and methods are repeated across multiple classes, okay, more than one class in Java, you can create a parent class and move that repeated variables and methods to the parent class by making that class as a parent class and remaining all classes as a child classes. This is why inheritance is required. This concept no one explains, guys. Okay, everyone explains what is inheritance. A class acquiring the properties of another class in Java is called an inheritance, I will say. But why inheritance, they will not explain. Okay, so you have to understand why inheritance. Now, actual answer for this question. Once you understood what is inheritance, okay, once you have understood what is inheritance and why we have to use inheritance in programming, okay, next you have to understand what are the different types of inheritance we have. I'll explain one by one for you. Okay, what are the different types of inheritance? I'm going to explain one by one to you. So let's start with the first type of inheritance, that is single level inheritance. What is that? Single level inheritance. Okay. Single level inheritance. In the single level inheritance, okay, there will be a class which becomes a parent class, and there will be another class which becomes a child class of this parent class. Okay. So there's a connection here, right? This is a child class and this is a parent class. Okay. This is called a single inheritance. Very simple one, right? A child class inheriting the variables and methods of the parent class is called as single level inheritance. Okay. So not only I'll explain, just draw this and show you, but practically I'll show you how to achieve this single level inheritance case. I'll just go to one of the, projects here and try to implement the single level inheritance for you. Create package and say uh, recording. I'll just give some random tag. And in this package, I'm going to create a class. I'll just name this as single level inheritance. Only one level of inheritance. Demo. Okay. I'll just give some random name and click on finish. And okay, sorry. I did something. I'll just delete this. I have something in my mind and I did something. I'll just do one thing. I'll just create a package, sub package, single level, single level. Okay. Under this, I'll create a new class. I'll just name this class as you say animal class. Let's say animal class. Under the animal class, I'll create some variables and methods. What does an animal have? String type, animal type. Okay. Public void each. Public void each. Okay. System.out.println. Okay. Here I'll write animal is eating. Okay, string type is equal to animal. String type is equal to animal. Something. I'm just giving some sample variable and method here. Okay. So now I'll create one more class. I'll create one more class. And here I'll just name this as a dog class. Click on finish. And here we have the dog class. I can drag it this side so that you can see both animal class and dog class together. Now guys, if you see, if I have to create the same variable and method inside this dog class, instead of doing that, what I can do, I'll say extends. Extends is a keyword we have to use to make this dog class a child class of this animal class. Animal, okay? Dog extends animal, okay? Dog extends animal. Here, dog class has become the child class of the animal class. Dog class has become the child class of the animal class. So here, dog class is a child class. Animal class is a parent class. Okay. So using the extends keyword, we have to do. And now I don't want to create any of these variables or methods inside this dog class, because dog class is a child class of the animal class, will inherit the properties from the parent class automatically. So now I'll create one more class. I'll just create with the name demo class with main method I'll create to prove you that the child class, that is the dog class, has inherited the properties from the parent class. You see here, if I create, okay, you see here, if I create an object for the dog class which doesn't contain any variables and methods visually here, okay, dog d is equal to new dog like this, okay. Now using this object reference, system.out.println d dot type, okay. How am I able to access this type here? Because type is not there in the dog, type is there in its parent class known as animal. For the dog class, animal is the parent class and type is there in the animal parent class. But in the child class, type is not there, but type is inherited by the child class. Okay. Similarly, I'll write d dot eat. You see, eat method is not implemented in the dog class, but is inherited from its parent class. Okay. This is what is the thing that I'm explaining. Okay. Child class inheriting the properties of the parent class is called as inheritance. And here we have successfully implemented a single level inheritance where dog class is one child of this animal parent class. Okay. Even though dog class doesn't have any properties, the properties of the animal class are inherited into the dog class. That is proven by creating an object for the child class and using the object reference of the child class, we were able to access the variables and methods of the parent class here. Okay. This is what is called as single level inheritance. Now, next, let's move on to the next one. Okay. What is the next one we have here? Multi-level inheritance. As the name speaks, multi-level inheritance. Okay. This is multi-level inheritance. Okay. This is multi-level inheritance. What is this multi-level inheritance? Okay. Let me explain. This multi-level inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, you'll have a class. You have another class. You have another class. the chain can continue still. Okay, here only I took three classes. You can take five classes, 10 classes, whatever the number you want. Okay, multi-level inheritance means there is a class which is a child class of this class, and this class is a child class of this class, and this class can be a child class of another parent class. Okay, this is called as multi-level inheritance. Okay, this is possible in Java, guys. For example, here already we created this, right? Animal, under that dog is there. I can create one more class. For example, animal class is a parent, let's say. To the animal class, dog is a child class. Okay. To this animal class, dog is a child class. Now I'll create one more class. I'll just create a new class. I'll just name this as lot of names are there for the animals, right? Shibu or something. I don't remember. Dogs types. Okay. Uh, German Shepherd is there. Okay, so something, we'll take something that is kind of, this one. This one is also something Husky. Let's say Husky. Husky is kind of famous nowadays. Okay, Husky dog. Husky dog. I'll click on finish, and here what I'm trying to do here is I'm here. Animal is the parent of the dog class. Now Husky dog he extends dog class. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm making dog class as a child of the animal class and ASCII dog as a child class of the dog class. And I can make one more type of class, a child class of this class and so on. Okay. All the properties of the parent or grandparent will be inherited to the this grandchild class, etc. in the multi-level inheritance. So multi-level inheritance is possible in Java where a child class can be a parent, a class can be a child class of another class, and that class can be a child of another class, that class can be a child of another class. The next one here is single level inheritance is done, multi-level inheritance is done. Now the next category of inheritance, I'll not go too deep, okay, to explain each and every inheritance in a very depth level, but whatever I am doing, that is enough, I feel, for answering this particular question. The next one is hierarchical inheritance. Okay, hierarchical inheritance. So in hierarchical inheritance, multiple classes can inherit from the same parent class. Okay, so it will be something like this. Okay, so this is hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, there will be a class. Okay, and I can make this class a parent of multiple classes. So like let's say, okay, I have my father. Okay, right, who is my parent. My father, not only I'm not the only son of my father. Okay, my father has my brother as his son. Okay, my sister has a daughter, like that. Okay, so the same thing here also. Yeah, here you see multiple classes inheriting the same parent class is called as hierarchical inheritance. Okay, so let me demonstrate that here. I'll create a new package and just name this package as hierarchical finish. Okay, so I'll just make this, I'll just create an example for this. As much as possible, I'll try my level best. I'll again create animal class, guys, animal class. And in the animal class, I'll create some variables and some variable and method. It's a string type of the animal. I'll just give some sample animal or something. Okay, don't worry. Okay, then public void eat. Okay, simply I'll say system.out.println animal is eating. Animal is eating, I'll say. Okay, now save this. Now create another class. I'll just make this class, let's say dog class, finish. I'll make this dog class extends animal. Okay, extends animal. Here dog class is extending animal. Okay, the properties of the animal class are inherited by the dog class. Similarly, I can create one more class. Let's say cat class. Cat class. I'll create one more class that is cat class. Similarly, I'll create one more class that is cat class. Just give me a second. And this cat class also, I'll make it extends. I'll make this cat class also extends animal class. I'll also make cat class extends animal class. Here, dog class is extending the animal class. Cat class is extending the animal class. Multiple classes are extending the same animal class. This is called as hierarchical inheritance. Okay, this is called as hierarchical inheritance where more than one class can become the child classes of the same parent class. Okay, then we have multiple inheritance. Okay, the next one is multiple inheritance. This is not possible for the classes, guys. Okay, this is not possible for the classes. I'll explain what is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is a mechanism in which a child contains multiple parents. Okay, there are multiple parents. Let's say there are multiple parents. These multiple parents have the same child. Multiple parents have the same child. This class is not only inheriting this class, but this class is also inheriting this class. But this is not possible in Java, guys. Okay, though diagrammatically I have represented here, this is not possible in Java for classes. Okay, classes, this kind of multiple inheritance for classes is not possible. But interfaces, it is possible. Interfaces, if you create interfaces, if you make this interfaces as a parent interfaces and single child inheriting from multiple inherit possible. But if these two parents are classes, then it is not possible. A single child class cannot become a child of multiple parent classes, but a single child class can become the child of multiple interfaces. Okay, for interfaces this is possible, but for classes it is not possible because there is a problem known as diamond problem. Okay, so here it is a diamond problem. Okay, what is a diamond problem is, for example, guys, in this particular class, there is a method and same method is there here also. Okay. Sample method is there here. Sample method is there. Both the parents have the same method. Now child class is kind of confused whether to inherit from here or here. Okay. Which class to which method, which duplicated method should I consider? It will get into confusion. That's where, right, the problem will come. Okay. So that's why, multiple inheritance is not possible for the classes. Okay, in multiple inheritance there is a problem of diamond problem where, okay, the problem is diamond problem, guys. Okay, we call that as a diamond problem. In multiple inheritance we have diamond. Okay, I'm not getting here properly, but let me type somewhere. Diamond problem. Okay, we have some problem known as diamond problem, because of which, okay, because of which this is not possible for classes in Java programming, but for interfaces it is possible still. Okay, I'll show you practically. So I'll do one thing. Multiple inheritance, right? I'll create a new package. I'll just name this as multiple inheritance, which is not possible. I'll create a like animal. Okay. I'll create one more thing like some animal is one thing and box is another thing. Let's say there is animal class, there is box class. Okay, two different classes. I'll create one more class. I'll just name this as sample class. Okay. Now, if I want to make this sample class a child class of both this animal and box classes, it's not possible. Extends only one class I can extend. Extends animal is fine. If I put comma here and say box, it's not possible. You see, multiple inheritance is not possible for classes. A single class cannot become a child class of multiple parent classes. Hence, this is not possible. I'll delete this because that is not possible. Okay. But for interfaces, it is possible, guys. Okay. I'll delete all this stuff and show you the thing for interfaces. Here I'll create an interface, guys. Interface. I'll just name this interface as animal. Okay. Another interface I'll create here. I'll just name this interface as box interface. Okay. So earlier I created this animal class and box class, but this time animal interface and box interface. Interface. In this case, it's possible, guys. Okay. For example, I'll create a class here. I'll just name this class as a sample class. This time I'm creating a class. Now, this class can become the child of multiple interfaces. Here for interfaces for inheriting, we have to use implements keyword followed by, if I give animal, that's okay, comma, box, that's also okay. You see, I'm not getting any error. A single child class can become a child of multiple parent interfaces. So multiple inheritance is possible. Multiple inheritance is possible in case of interfaces, but not in case of classes. Okay, that you have to understand. Next one, hybrid inheritance. Okay, the next type of inheritance we have in Java programming is hybrid inheritance, guys. In hybrid inheritance, it's a combination of more than one type of inheritance. Okay, hybrid inheritance is a combination of more than one type of inheritance. It is a combination of more than one type of inheritance, guys. Java achieves hybrid inheritance through interfaces. Okay. It is a combination of more than one type of inheritance. So you see, a class can inherit another a parent class and at same time parent interface. Combination. You see, a class can become a child of a parent class and parent interface. You see, mix of things. Okay. That is possible. So let me create a new package. I'll just name this as a dot hybrid pack, and here create a new class. Okay, I'll just name this as let's say a class can become a parent of a parent class and interface at the same time. Okay, for example, I'll create a parent class like animal. Animal is a class here, and I'll create one more thing like an interface here. I'll just name of the interface is box. It's the box is interface, whereas animal is class. This time I'm going to create a class known as sample class. Okay, I'll make this sample class a child class of both this parent class and parent interface. Okay, first I have to write the extends, guys. Extends animal implements box like this. For interfaces, we have to use implements. The order should be proper, guys. Okay. Whenever you are going with the hybrid inheritance, where a child class is a child of this parent class and parent interface, first parent class should be provided with extends keyword, then parent interface should be provided. If I cut from here and paste it here, you see, it will give you an error. First, extend should come, then implement should come. Run, right? Fine then. Say class inheriting another class and interface is called as hybrid inheritance, then diamond inheritance. Okay. So I think everyone understood what is hybrid inheritance here. Diagrammatically, I didn't explain here. Hybrid inheritance is a type of inheritance we have in Java where we have a child class who has multiple parents. One of the parent is a class, another parent is an interface. Such kind of situation. Okay. Okay. Such kind of situation where one of the parent is a class, another parent is an interface. Okay, this is a class. In this case, this is called as hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance is possible in Java, guys. And the final type of inheritance we have in Java is diamond inheritance, guys. Okay, diamond inheritance. Okay, next one is diamond inheritance. Diamond inheritance. What is diamond inheritance? In diamond inheritance, let me explain you. There is a class. Okay, it's something like this. Diamond hierarchals when a class inherits from two classes or interfaces that have a common base class, forming a diamond shape. Okay, so diamond inheritance occurs when a class inherits from two classes or interfaces. Okay, so anyhow, the diamond inheritance is not, you see, it's a combination of multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. Okay, it will be something like diagrammatically it will be like this, guys. Okay, diagrammatically it will be like a diamond. Okay, so there are two items which are the children of this one, and for these two things this is a child. Okay, these two have the same child. Okay, like this. This is called as diamond inheritance, guys. As you already know, multiple inheritance is not possible for the classes. So this can be achieved with the help of, different combinations will be there. For example, assume that this is an interface. Let's say this is a class. Okay, and this is a class. This kind of situation is possible. Okay, a class can inherit it from one interface, one class, or two interfaces, but not two classes. A single class cannot inherit from two classes because multiple inheritance is not possible for classes. Either one of them is an interface, another parent is a class, or both of them are interfaces. That is fine. And this can have the parent as an interface, or it can be a class also. Okay, it can be anything. This on the top level, we can have a parent as a class or interface. Okay, this is called as a diamond inheritance, guys. So I'll not show you practically, but theoretical I explain. Okay, theoretical I'll explain here. Okay, this is what is a diamond inheritance. To some extent it is possible, to some extent it's not possible. So in case of classes, right, a single class cannot be a contain multiple parent classes. Either they should one of them parent should be interface, or one of the parent should be a class, or both of them should be interface, but both cannot be classes. Okay, parents cannot be classes. Otherwise, it is possible in all directions. So guys, with this note, we have completed different types of inheritance we have in Java. This is how we have to answer the question in the interviews. Single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance and diamond inheritance. Okay. So give this different type of inheritance with these diagrams, right? With these diagrams, if you explain in the interviews, right, the interviewer will definitely get impressed. So with practical demonstration as much as possible for these different types of inheritance, I've explained the answer for this question. So that's all for this session, or that's all for this particular okay session or question. Okay. So see you in the next one. Bye everyone. Take care.